milk. This is milk for babies. So this is a bit different process than if I were making cheese. Things wouldn't be done like this. Other guidelines you have to follow, but we're feeding babies here. And so, no boys on the farm. Actually, only a few boys. I have 3 bucks. So Peter is the oldest buck. So obviously I can't breed him to his daughters. So I have a boar buck, which is a meat breed, and that's Festus. And I've started having inquiries for goat meat. So I got him last year thinking I would breed him to some of the does just to see if he could produce a good quality meat animal. So I bred Festus to some of those does, and then John is a little La Mancha buck. People buy the baby boys for 4-H projects or pets. Isn't that pretty? Goat milk or goat dairy products can be strong. This stuff is very mild. And just because I want it that way, you want it clean. So these are called lamb bars. And I bottle feed these babies for a couple days. And then they go to the lamb bar. And we actually have a couple new babies we've got a bottle feed. So I'm gonna do that. They're bottle fed for the first day or 2, and each one is unique. But usually by day 2, they're figuring out the lamb bar. That little doe's chewing her cud. That's what they do. That food, the forage, goes to their first stomach, the rumen, and they bring it back up and chew it up so they can get everything out of it, and then they swallow it again. Yes! So the rumen doesn't really start developing until they're about 2 weeks of age. So when they're about 2-3 weeks of age, they start chewing on hay or grass. My goal is to get them out on pasture as soon as possible. Albert has a job. He helps babysit. He cleans them up. Yes. Come on. Let's go. So these are the young babies. They're gonna get you. Here's a bottle if you want to see them. Yep. There you go.
Someone else's turn.
That little goat right there that you're feeding, he couldn't walk the first week. He started getting up. I don't know. I think something happened in the birth canal when he was born. He was paralyzed. And he started dragging himself around with his front legs. And he stood up about 3 days ago.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. He really fought hard. Do it. Come on. Think about it. Come on. Goat's gestation is 5 months. And usually pretty close, boy. They're not off more than a day or 2 normally. Are you thinking of doing something? You get to know their bleats. Even if I can't see them, I can hear them. And you just get to hear something different, you know, something's going on. It's odd, but normally they don't have babies at night. So these girls are called first fresheners, and that means this is their first pregnancy. They're a year old now. They're bred in the fall of the year they're born. So all those little girls we just saw, they'll be bred this fall as long as they're big enough. And they'll have babies when they're about a year old. And that's what it's like in the wild. They're a lot like deer. On these types of goats, these dairy goats, you don't want them to be older because then they just start depositing that fat in the udder on their body, and then they won't be able to produce. I've seen situations where babies are screaming for mom, mom's screaming for babies, and it's very stressful. This way, if that baby sees me and she doesn't see baby, they don't make that bond. So I'm mom to both the baby and the mom. So when that doe gets to, some of these does are going to be 200 pounds in the next year or two. And when they're up on the milk stand, I still want to be mom. You have a pecking order in every herd. I still want to be queen bee because they got to listen to me, and we have to work together, whether it's coming up from the pasture or getting on the milk stand. So there's an order, a natural order for that. There's an order in the wild, and we're kind of mimicking that here. I don't want to distract her, but again, she knows me. I don't want her to forget what she's supposed to be doing here. Wow. Why'd you do that? No. You're being a pet. 99% of the time, nature takes its course. But if a baby's ever breached or sideways or something's out of that position and they need help, then you need to be able to help them. So this is why this time of year milking can take all day, because you have babies being born. It's really hard to try to make cheese and have moms giving birth at the same. It's just impossible. Because once you're in that cheese room, pasteurizing milk and making cheese, you can't leave. At 30 minutes or this pH or this temperature, things have to be done. And when this just pops up, you can't. It's tough. It's tough. But that baby's up there. I can see something. Another interesting fact about goats, they can have 1 to 4 babies. Every once in a while you even hear of 5. Usually, when they're a first freshener, they'll have 1, maybe 2. When they're 2 years old, they'll usually have 2. When they're 3 years old, they'll have 2 or 3. The older they get, they typically will have more babies. So these first fresheners will have 1 or 2, and that's pretty standard. I've never had one have 3. I'm sure it can happen, but for whatever reason, they're made that way. And these girls are still growing. They have a lot of growing to do, so 2 or 3 babies would be a lot on them in the wild for them to still grow and then take care of that many So right where it's supposed to be. Albert comes in. Albert. Oh, a little girl. Yay! Yay! she's pushing out. I don't know if it's a baby or placenta. We'll see. Oh, another baby. Just like people, they're in that amniotic fluid. And that helps get them through the birth canal and be birthed. And it'll pop as she gets them in there. For first freshener, she's being really good. I mean, some of them just really get traumatized, and other ones are just, this is old hat. Albert. The main thing is face clear up. Oh. 2 girls. Oh, thank you, thank you. We need girls. We're being outnumbered here, girls. Yeah. There you go. And make sure they're cleaned out. They're cleared out here. There you go. So that cleaning action, when Mom licks them, you know, that helps stimulate them. And that's where Albert really helps, because he'll clean them up, and that helps get things moving. And what I'm doing here. There, big girl. Hi.
Purring.
She still has to deliver her afterbirth, and I mean, that was a very easy birthing. I mean, she didn't sit there and push for an hour and get exhausted. Some of them work really, really hard and they're exhausted and they just want to sleep. They don't want to move. That was a very easy birthing, which is nice because it's less stressful on her. So I'll hand milk her, working with these first fresheners to get them comfortable. They've been in here, they've been up on the milk stand to do their herd health work, their vaccines or trimming their hooves or ultrasounding them. So they're familiar with this room a bit, and I'll hand milk her for a couple days and get her, because she's sore. And when she's comfortable, then we'll start putting the milk machine on.